Ivan, I now have the ability to deploy VMware Cloud Foundation on top of AWS, right? I can deploy it on Dell EMC VxRail, and very shortly also I will be able to deploy it on Outpost from Amazon when that comes out. So is there any difference between those different types of deployments, or do I use my same vSphere, my same vRealize operations, my same whatever tools I already am used to?
Great question, Torsten. So let me explain it in a couple different ways. So first of all, let me tell you what you get that's the same across all of them, and then let me talk about what is different between them. So the thing that is the same across all of them is essentially the operating model, right? It is the same software-defined data center stack, so based on VMware Cloud Foundation. It's running the virtualized compute, networking, and storage from VMware. So you get the same operating model no matter where you're running these environments, right? Same set of tools, same set of processes, the same skill set that you know and you're familiar with. So that's the thing that's consistent across all of these different environments. Now, what's different? So let me parse that out. There's three offerings that you mentioned: VMware Cloud on AWS, VMware Cloud on Dell EMC, and then soon to be VMware Cloud on AWS Outposts. So the way to think about the three of them: one of them is living in a cloud. It's living in AWS data centers or AWS regions, as we'll call them. So this is a true cloud environment, right? And so the decision you have to make is, do I want to run my application on premises, either data center or edge, or do I want to run it on cloud? Running in a cloud, you're going to be sitting next to a large amount of capacity that's available in many different regions around the world. It's very elastic, and it gets to be very granular. You can consume it by the hour, and there's other benefits of running in a cloud. So that's one decision you have to make around your application. The other decision, if you decide I'm going to be running it on premises because I get more control, I need latency, I have too much data to transfer over to the cloud, and therefore I'm running it on premises, then you have two choices. Do I want to go with the VMware Cloud on Dell EMC, or soon to be VMware Cloud on AWS Outposts? And then fundamentally, the choice now becomes down to a few things in terms of differences between them. So they will have different hardware. So you need to look at the hardware specifications, which one of them is a better fit for my applications. They will also have different consumption models in terms of how customers are consuming it, how quickly this hardware is delivered. There's going to be some differences in the management model. So you figure out which of those better suits your needs and your application requirements. And then finally, and probably most importantly, is the access to the services that these platforms are providing. Dell EMC, as an example, has a very large ecosystem and portfolio of applications and services for things like data protection, and many other things that help customers run their workloads in their data centers. AWS, as you know, has over 160 or so services to re-architect applications. Some of them are now native, whether it's machine learning, artificial intelligence, and so on and so forth. So if that's what you prefer to do, then you base your decision depending on the services that you want to take advantage of for your application.
Right. I mean, the interesting piece about Outpost is that I can have services like RDS or SageMaker or any of those Amazon services, not any, but a lot of them in my data center. So could I combine VxRail and Outpost? Does that make sense?
Yeah, in terms of just the VMware, you can mix and match your environments. In fact, actually, there's 3 different environments. VMware Cloud on AWS Outpost is going to run a VMware, software-defined data center, so our VMware Cloud Foundation. There's also going to be a native version of Outpost, and then you have the VMware Cloud on Dell EMC. Because it's the same VMware infrastructure running on these 2 platforms, you can manage in the same way. But you can also, with the native AWS versions, integrate it together, connect it on a networking level, and take advantage of those services.
Final question. Ultimately, I assume I will have one control panel to do all this on all of the deployment targets, correct? Or do I already have that? Will I get that when Outpost comes out?
Yeah, so absolutely. So for all the ones that are running the VMware Cloud Foundation software from VMware Cloud Foundation stocked, there is a common management plane across all of them. In fact, one of the new things that we announced at VMworld is this hybrid cloud management console, VMware Cloud Console, that allows you to view, install, deploy, and manage all of these environments from a single pane of glass, no matter where they're located around the world.
Right. I like that demo. It looked like provisioning another Amazon region, but in reality, you were actually ordering Dell servers or soon an Outpost appliance.
Right. That's right. Yep.
Thank you very much, Ivan.
My pleasure.